Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. This is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Hayden Autry.
And I'm Josh Hemphill. We begin today with an update on an early morning shooting that happened last August on King Street in Boone. The main suspect in the case, Malik K. Gibbs, turned himself in on Monday, January 30th. You may recall the incident began when an argument broke out between people driving in a truck and a pedestrian near the Ransom nightclub. Police said the pedestrian Gibbs fired multiple shots from a handgun as the truck was driving on King Street. The truck and two local businesses were hit. None of the three people in the vehicle were injured, though they were charged with underage consumption of alcohol.
After almost 5 years, the downtown Boone bar Ransom will be closing its doors for the last time on February 18th. Draba, an organization that highlights what's happening in Boone, announced the closing on Instagram on Tuesday. South End Brewing Company will be taking over and opening either this spring or summer, so go out and enjoy your last few nights at Ransom before they close for good.
With our cold and snowy winters, Boone seems like the place to be for winter sports. From skiing and snowboarding to ice skating, we have it all, except one of the biggest winter sports of them all, ice hockey. Reporter Ben Gosey shows us just how far some of our players will go to keep their App State hockey dream alive.
This is a usual Wednesday for App State's club hockey team. Every week in Winston-Salem, in the home of the Thunderbirds, you will find the App State's team pulling up to start practice. It's only 11 p.m.
All of these players have class tomorrow, but still, they travel over an hour and a half to prepare for their games ahead. Usually done in a convoy of cars, App State hockey has been making trips like these for years now, going down the mountain before returning late at night to prepare for their school days ahead.
First practice of the season, he asked for a ride and I gave it to him, and we literally talked about deli meats for the entire drive, and it flew by like that. So I think just those connections and spending time with those people, it really means the most to me.
Practicing after the beer league, App State Mountaineers practices last over an hour with the team usually not getting home until after 2 a.m. Game days are often even further, with the team usually traveling 2 hours just to play for the game they love.
When I first started, it was a bit of a crazy concept, and then I realized, oh, I'm a freshman and I can go out with my friends and go play hockey at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday. Like, that's so cool. So it got to be a highlight of the week pretty quick.
The team has recently made their own donations page for their supporters. Being almost completely self-sufficient, the team's responsible for things like their uniforms and renting out their ice for practice.
It's really cool to see the support we have given, the rink situation of 2 hours away from school and just still having 40, 50 people come out to our home games. It's awesome.
There's still time to support the App State hockey team, who is traveling to Charlotte this weekend before traveling to Liberty later this month. So if you want to support the team to see their moves on the ice, you still have time to make the drive. Ben Gosey, App Weekly News.
A milestone for one of our local breweries, this Saturday, Appalachian Mountain Brewery hosts their 10-year anniversary celebration from noon to 10 p.m. They'll be releasing some new beers and some classics with some limited edition packaging. High country band Soul Benefactor will also be playing from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. For more information on the event, check out their Instagram page at Appalachian Mountain Brewery. F.A.R.M Cafe is a restaurant on King Street that focuses on customers only paying if they're able. The cafe is run primarily by volunteers and serves locally sourced food when possible. Now, they're taking their commitment to the community a step further by offering health screens to their customers. Our correspondent, Jalen Sturdivant, sat down with the Director of Community Engagement for F.A.R.M Cafe.
Hey, I'm Jalen Sturdivant reporting from West King Boone Street here in F.A.R.M Cafe, where today we're going to be speaking with some F.A.R.M Cafe representatives about the current health screening tests that they've been doing in order to better their mission to help the community. Let's go take a look.
Okay, F.A.R.M Cafe is a community cafe that feeds all regardless of means. And our primary mission is to make sure that anybody that comes in our door is able to access a healthy and nutritious meal in a restaurant setting where all can be fed regardless of their income, regardless of the challenges they might be facing, whether it be housing, whether it be mental health issues of the day. And so our goal is to make sure everybody in community gets a meal. That's the primary focus of F.A.R.M Cafe, and lunch is the program where we're able to do that on a daily basis. We also access as much local healthy food as we possibly can so that we can keep money flowing throughout our own economy, and also we think it's really important that we know that we have the best high quality food for the folks that come in the door.
That's the story today behind F.A.R.M Cafe. I'm Jalen Sturdivant. This is the Appalachian Weekly News.
Boone's Historical Preservation Society unveiled a historical marker downtown to honor the history of the area's first post office, Council Store. However, there has been some controversy surrounding the person the sign pays tribute to, Jordan Council Jr. We spoke to the mayor about the sign.
There are deeply troubling aspects of our history. That's not anything that we want to, shine a light on or by no means celebrate at all. But we can't ignore our history either. We have to really talk about what the history was. And I'm a firm believer in those of us who ignore the history is destined to repeat it. And so especially something like that.
Every Thursday at the Jones House on King Street from 7 to 10 p.m., community members gather to play old-school Appalachian music. Our correspondent, Judson Mabe, went to the show and has the story.
It's Thursday night in Boone, and music is ringing on King Street. The Jones House Cultural Center hosts a weekly old-time jams event starting 7 p.m. every Thursday night, offering local and visiting musicians a chance to come together and have a great time while also showing off their talents. During the jam session, there is a plethora of musical instruments on display, including banjos, fiddles, guitars, mandolins, and many more. During warmer evenings, the music is taken outside. I got a chance to speak with a Wilkes County guitarist, Rick Shulman, about more of the experience.
We have anywhere from really good players to beginners. And they all sit in a jam, and the beginners learn, and the really good players play. And the beginners get to see, if they can't do what we're doing, they get to see what they need to learn to do to be involved in this kind of stuff. There's also the Burnett sisters, and they learned here, and they would come and jam with us sometimes. They're playing across the street tomorrow, so it's just a really neat mix.
Just as you think there's a packed house, more musicians continue to file in. However, for the Jones House musicians, the more the merrier. Boone residents and visitors from all over are encouraged to come play or listen to music free of charge. So the next time you want a fresh start to your weekend, come on down and jam at the Jones House. I'm Judson Mabe, App Weekly News.
The Appalachian Theater will host the second annual Boondocks Film Festival on February 25th. The event will feature short-form documentary films focusing on the Appalachian region. The documentaries range from 4 to 24 minutes in length and explore both the beautiful and painful aspects of living in these mountains. The festival is a collaborative project between the Appalachian Theater and Appalachian State faculty with a goal of getting the platform for a diverse range of cultures across the Appalachian. For more information, you can visit their website at www.apptheater.org/boondocksfilmfest.
If you love sports, then the Student Yosef Club would be great for you. The Student Yosef Club is a student-run booster organization that supports Appalachian student athletes and fuels the Mountaineer spirit.
It's really crazy because coming into App, I never would have thought that this is what I would have experienced in my 4 years here. I would have thought maybe I'd enjoy some games, that's it, but not raising over $200,000 for the school through athletics and doing what I love.
The money raised by the Student Yosef Club goes to the Mountaineer Athletic Fund. To learn more and become a part of the Student Yosef Club, visit appstate.campuslabs/engage and search for Student Yosef Club.
For the first time since its reopening in 2019, the Appalachian Theater is giving local artists a chance to highlight their talents on one of the biggest and brightest stages in the High Country, with Local Night at App Theater. I had the opportunity to sit down with the executive director of the theater to discuss the importance of showcasing our local talent.
My name is Suzanne Livesay, and I am the executive director of the Appalachian Theater. This is my first winter at the Appalachian, and we weren't really sure how to program for winter. We only had 3 concerts last winter. One in January, one in February, one in March. So we wanted to discover what kind of interest there would be in coming out and seeing some performers. Being able to make it a local night and make it available to local artists to be able to perform in the venue. It was actually going to be in this community room where we're filming right now. It only seats 100 people. And we felt like, well, what happens if it grows really fast? So indeed, it was a really good choice to move it into the theater, even from the first week. So one of the number one things people say to us is they want to perform on the stage here, and how wonderful that is. I mean, even for like Adam Church, when he reached out, he really wanted to perform on our stage. And so being able to create that opportunity kind of in a little bit of a low stakes environment. Our winters, we never know if people are going to come out. Numbers are lower in the winters. So being able to just provide an opportunity and see if people will come out, being able to give them an opportunity to play indoors, give the audience a comfortable, warm place to come see them perform. That was really the vision of it. And with Joe Shannon's Mountain Home Music and Appalachian Theater working together to make it happen, we feel like we kind of came up with a nice slate. So it's pretty neat because the Burnett sisters have played the App Theater before, back in the fall, but their band was bigger because their eldest sister was still part of the band. But now it's the three younger sisters, and they have an additional member that will be performing with them. And they have come together as just kind of reinventing themselves as artists, as so many successful artists do. That's what they're going to be bringing for us tomorrow night.
Our look at the local music scene continues after the break.
As we take you to performance by the App State faculty next on the Appalachian Weekly News. While App State has many events that highlight the local community and students alike, it's not very often you see professors and faculty joining in on the festivities.
This past week, our correspondent Noah Cornelius visited the Hayes School of Music's faculty potpourri to see how our musical professors truly practice what they teach.
Appalachian State University has a very passionate music base, especially in the Hayes School of Music. Tonight, the faculty potpourri will be put on by not students, but faculty members of the Hayes School of Music in a celebration of all things music. From the classic piano, to the quirky bassoon, and even the mighty French horn, faculty members from Appalachian State University's Hayes School of Music put on a one-night performance for all to see.
We have something like this just about every week, some weeks every night. We have all kinds of music. We have about 200 concerts a year, and most of those are free to the public.
While the concerts are free to the public, and there are more than 200 of them, tonight's concert was special solely because of the faculty involved.
So for me, the faculty potpourri is a wonderful chance for the faculty here at the Hayes School of Music to get out there and perform, primarily for our students, I think. I love getting to play for the students. You know, once in a while, they get to see us actually doing what it is that we love to do that brought us here in the first place.
But the most important thing for these faculty members, making sure students know how to get involved.
students are invited to join many of our ensembles, whether or not they're majors. So you don't have to be a music major to join the marching band, the concert band, Appalachian Chorale. So there's really a lot of ways to get involved with music.
While the Faculty Potpourri is an annual event, students and faculty alike can get involved in a variety of ways. All they have to do is go to music.appstate.edu. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Noah Cornelius.
It was a very eventful week for App State athletics, with more than a few records being broken just over this past weekend.
Our sports reporter, Jeff Marson, has all the details. Jeff, what can you tell us about this week of sports?
The App State women's basketball team got back on track after 4 straight losses with a 63-55 win over Georgia State yesterday. Sophomore Emily Carver led the Mountaineers in scoring with 15 points, including 4 3-pointers. Junior Faith Alston added on 13 points to help App State secure the win. The team rode their 3-point shooting to victory, making 10 of 23 as a team. The women's squad will be back in action Saturday at Holmes Convocation Center to face rival Georgia Southern. The App State men's basketball team was also able to pick up a win yesterday, taking their road contest over Louisiana Monroe 52-45. Junior C.J. Huntley led the team in scoring with 11 points, and graduate transfer Debaji Walker added 9 points off the bench. The Mountaineers played stifling defense all game long, holding the Warhawks to just 25% shooting from the field. The men's team will continue their road trip on Saturday at South Alabama. The App State softball season gets started this weekend. The Mountaineers will travel to Charlotte to face Queens in a 3-game series. The first game will be Saturday at 2 p.m. and will be followed by a doubleheader on Sunday. The Mountaineers are coming off of a 29-26 season. App State is led by preseason first-team All-Sunbelt outfielder Kate Houston, who hit for a .370 average and had 13 home runs a season ago. This Sunday, we will have a champion in the NFL. Super Bowl 57 between the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles is set to kick off at 6:30. This Super Bowl is historic for a couple of reasons. First, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes will become the first pair of black quarterbacks to face off in the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce and Eagles center Jason Kelce will become the first brothers to play each other in the NFL championship. The game will be played at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, and will be broadcast on Fox. Hayden and Josh, back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Have you ever wanted to experience the thrill of the slopes without having to learn to ski or snowboard? Our correspondent, Johnny Nordello, has information on a different kind of fun you can have as we reach the climax of the High Country's winter season.
During the cold winter months, many places tend to shut down, but not Boone. Between ice skating, snowboarding, and skiing, there are so many activities to do, but one activity that a lot of people tend to forget is snow tubing, and I'm stood here at Hawksnest, the largest snow tubing park in the East Coast. Snow tubing has become a popular winter activity for people of all ages, and I had the opportunity to talk with the owner about his business.
My name's Lenny Cottom. I've been an owner of Hawksnest since 1991. When we first bought it, it was a golf and ski area, and then it just kind of evolved over the years into snow tubing and zip lining.
With multiple lanes and slopes of different intensities, Hawksnest is a place where everyone in the family can go to have a good time. Located on top of a mountain with breathtaking views, it is no wonder Hawksnest oftentimes gets sold out, so it's important to buy tickets online ahead of time so you don't miss out on everything that snow tubing has to offer.
Well, snow tubing is like whitewater rafting on snow. So you're just sitting in a tube that has this, our tube has a bottom on it, so not like your whitewater rafting tubes that are open in the bottom. So you're just sliding down a hill in lanes with you or somebody else, and at the bottom, you'll get on a conveyor lift and come back to the top and do it all again.
What separates snow tubing from other winter activities is the wide range of people who can participate. Children as young as 3 years old can snow tube with an adult.
You don't have to have any skills to do it. So if you don't have the skills to ski, you need to get lessons, and so you need to spend some time trying to do that sort of thing, or snowboarding, that sort of thing. Snow tubing, you can just sit down and drag your feet, and everybody can do that. So it's just so open for a lot of people to do with all their family, all different ages.
When we were about to leave, Mr. Cottom made us an offer too good to turn down, the chance for us to snow tube. So wearing jeans and a sweater, I decided to see what draws in big crowds, and in doing so, I had a great time going down the slopes, feeling like a kid again. Johnny Nordello, Appalachian Weekly News.
That's our report for this week. I'm Josh Hemphill.
Thank you for watching the Appalachian Weekly News. We'll see you next time. I'm Hayden Autry.